The significance of the Threefold Devotional Heart. The Meditation Sutra describes, if there are sentient beings who aspire to be born in the Pure Land of ultimate bliss, they will attain this birth by awakening the three aspects of a heart. What are these three? The first aspect is the genuine heart. The second aspect, the profound heart. And the third aspect, the heart that seeks birth in the Pure Land through the dedication of merit. One who embodies the Threefold Devotional Heart will be born in that Pure Land without fail. In the hymns in praise of birth in the Pure Land, Master Shantou, after interpreting the Threefold Devotional Heart, states, one who possesses the Threefold Devotional Heart will, with certainty, attain birth in the Pure Land. If one lacks even one aspect of the Threefold Devotional Heart, birth in the Pure Land will not be realized. Therefore, we should strive to cultivate the Threefold Devotional Heart. First, the genuine heart is the sincere heart. Whether worshiping physically, verbally reciting the name of Amida Buddha, or being mindful of his physical features, all actions must be performed based on the genuine heart. As a rule, one who loathes this defiled world of suffering longs for achieving birth in the Pure Land and engages in various karmic practices toward this birth should do so with a truly genuine heart. In doing so, if one outwardly pretends to be wise, virtuous, and diligent while inwardly harboring falsity and indolence, birth in the Pure Land becomes impossible, despite continuing the practice a day and night without cessation. Conversely, if a Nembutsu devotee appears to harbor falsity and indolence, but he practices with a truly wise, virtuous, and diligent heart, his fleeting moment of practice will be meritorious. This person will certainly attain birth in the Pure Land. This is called the genuine heart. Second, the profound heart symbolizes the depth of one's faith. The profound heart has two aspects. The first is the belief that one is a common mortal without any virtue who has been wandering in the six delusive worlds from beginningless time to the present, and who has no karmic cause to attain birth in the Pure Land. The second is the faith that, despite being a wrongdoer, one firmly believes in the certain attainment of birth in the Pure Land through the power of the vow of Amida Buddha, which is the decisive karmic cause of birth in the Pure Land. Of these two aspects, the second is further divided into two. The first is the establishment of an unshakable faith in birth in the Pure Land with respect to persons, and the second, the establishment of an unshakable faith in birth in the Pure Land with respect to practice. The first faith can be subdivided into two, the Holy Gate and the Pure Land Gate. Though there are many gates out of the delusive worlds of transmigration, the main division is between the Holy Gate and the Pure Land Gate. The Holy Gate is the path toward enlightenment that pursues the eradication of worldly passions in this world. The Pure Land Gate is the desire for birth in the Pure Land, wherein one loathes this delusive world of anguish and cultivates virtuous deeds. Of these two gates, we should forget the Holy Gate and rely upon the Pure Land Gate. If someone, citing many sutras and commentaries, avers, a common mortal with worldly passions is not able to attain birth in the Pure Land, do not be deterred by such words. Rather, your belief should become even stronger. This is because the common mortal, while obstructed by karmic hindrances, is able to achieve birth in the Pure Land. These are the genuine words of Buddha Sakyamuni, not the remarks of common people with delusory attachments. I, Honen, believe in the words of Buddha Sakyamuni and long for birth in the Pure Land with all my heart. Even if various Buddhas and Bodhisattvas appear before you saying, common mortals who are obstructed by karmic hindrances will not attain birth in the Pure Land, you must not believe this. This is because a Bodhisattva is a disciple of Buddha Sakyamuni. A true Bodhisattva would not negate his teachings. Therefore, the Bodhisattva who would say that birth in the Pure Land is impossible counter to the teachings of Buddha Sakyamuni, should not be regarded as an actual bodhisattva. Moreover, all Buddhas equally have infinite compassion. A true Buddha would not contradict the teachings of Buddha Sakyamuni. The smaller sutra clearly states, 1 day or 7, if the name of Amida Buddha is repeated, birth in the Pure Land will certainly be attained. Manifold Buddhas in the 6 directions, as numerous as the grains of sand in the Ganges, validated this teaching in the same manner as did Buddha Sakyamuni. Nevertheless, some so-called Buddhas, negating Buddha Sakyamuni, are claiming that birth in the Pure Land is impossible. We now know that these are not true Buddhas. They are heavenly demons in the guise of Buddhas. For this reason, we should not believe in the instructions of these false Buddhas or Bodhisattvas. This is even more true for the extraneous sayings of others. You should say whenever the practices you are pursuing are Mahayana Buddhism or Hinayana Buddhism, they are practices in hope of enlightenment in this delusive world. This is the spirit of the Holy Gate. However, although there are differences between the right practices and the miscellaneous practices, our karmic practice is the one that seeks birth in the Pure Land of ultimate bliss, and this is the spirit of the Pure Land Gate. The Holy Gate is the practice that is karmically related to you. The Pure Land Gate is the practice that has a karmic relation to us. From each of our perspectives in either teaching, we must refrain from criticizing others. To believe in this way is referred to as the establishment of an unshakable faith in birth in the Pure Land with respect to persons. Next is the establishment of an unshakable faith for birth in the Pure Land with respect to practice. Although there are various practices for birth in the Pure Land, they can be divided into 2 categories, the right practices and the miscellaneous practices. The right practices are practices intimately related to Amida Buddha, and the miscellaneous practices are practices estranged from him. These right practices include the 5 practices. The first is the recitation of sutras, that is, the recitation of the 3 sutras of Pure Land Buddhism. The second is contemplation, that is, the contemplation of Amida Buddha and the majestic adornments of his Pure Land. The third is worship, that is, the worship of Amida Buddha. The fourth is recitation, that is, the recitation of the name of Amida Buddha. The fifth is praise and offering, that is, the praise of Amida Buddha and the act of making offerings to him. These 5 right practices can be put into 2 categories. One is to recite single-heartedly and exclusively the name of Amida Buddha while walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, without regard for length of time, and thus to engage in nimbutsu without cessation throughout one's life. This is called the rightly established practice because it is in accordance with the essential vow of Amida Buddha. With the exception of the rightly established practice, the other 4 right practices, such as worship and recitation of sutras, are named as auxiliary practices. The miscellaneous practices are all the other practices, including the recitation of Mahayana texts, awakening the heart for enlightenment, the observance of the Buddhist precepts, and encouraging people to the path leading to deliverance, not including in the above-mentioned right practices and auxiliary practices. The right practice and miscellaneous practices have 5 pairs of advantages and disadvantages. The first is the intimate/extraneous condition. One who performs the right practices has an intimate relationship with Amida Buddha, but observance of the miscellaneous practices estranges one from him. The second is the familiar/unfamiliar condition. One who observes the right practices is familiar with Amida Buddha, but observance of the miscellaneous practices distances one from Amida Buddha. The third is the constant/inconsistent condition. One who observes the right practices or constantly maintains one's devotion to Amida Buddha, but observance of the miscellaneous practices results in a severance of devotion from him. The fourth is the condition of dedication/non-dedication of merit. This means that the right practices themselves become the karmic cause of birth in the Pure Land, but the miscellaneous practices require special attention in order to dedicate merit to birth in the Pure Land. The fifth is the pure/impure condition. The right practices become a pure cause for birth in the Pure Land, while the miscellaneous practices are practices for birth in various pure Buddha lands in the 10 directions, and for rebirth in the realms of human beings and celestial beings. To believe in the above is referred to as the establishment of an unshakable faith for birth in the Pure Land with respect to practice. Third, the heart that seeks birth in the Pure Land through the dedication of merit means to dedicate with a genuine heart all of one's meritorious physical, verbal, and mental virtues cultivated in the past and also in this present life, for the singular purpose of attaining birth in the Pure Land. This is called the heart that seeks birth in the Pure Land through the dedication of merit. If one embodies the threefold devotional heart, birth in the Pure Land is assured indeed.